Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's ubnradio.com.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You are tuned in to my weekly talk show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon out of the Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, California on Universal Broadcasting Network, and every Thursday and Saturday on my CNBC News Radio channel KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and now on iHeartRadio. So this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no CNN, no constantly negative news, no gossip, no scandal, and no K words at all. No Kardashian talking. I don't care what happens. We're not talking about that. So the reason is because I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. And if you've missed any of the shows that I've had with people like Dr. John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, Fran Drescher, Gloria Allred, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, Neil Donald Walsh, Marianne Williamson, Marianne from Gilligan's Island, then please do go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Marissa Pei, and you'll find them there, as well as Stitcher, TuneIn, KCAA, UBN, you name it. I will continue to splatter you with hope and happiness. And I would like to just mention today to thank all of you who voted and nominated and then voted again for 2016 Podcast of the Year Award. We will know next week on the 26th of June who the number one is, but I'm already super, super duper happy to be on the top 10 list. Thanks to you, my listeners. The field was 40,000 podcasts as well as 100 million downloads. And then 1,088 shows went to a 25 criteria review with an evaluation committee. And I am grateful that I made it into the top 10 in the health category. So thank you again. Thank you for your continued support of this show on hope and happiness. And I am really happy today to have special guests. These are new friends who I met through my past guest and fellow UBN host, Dr. Sarah Larson in Sedona, who are so cool, and I wanted to have them on the show. Ken Sheetz is the president of Overactive Imagination Pictures, enjoyed a successful commercial real estate career in Chicago, including developing Oprah Winfrey's 28 million Harpo studios before becoming a filmmaker. And yes, they do call me the Asian Oprah. And I actually had a listener ask me how that happened, so I'll take a quick second since you built her studios, Ken. But actually, probably 3.5 years ago, I was introduced on stage when I won the Asian Entrepreneur of the Year Award as the Asian Oprah. And I was like shocked and happy and then afraid. So I kept away from the name for about a year because I felt like it was too big shoes for me to step into. And then I got that voice, the same voice that told me to do radio, that said, this is a gift. And so I started owning the name. And apparently I was named that way because not only do I have many past Oprah guests on the show, but because of the beautiful acknowledgments that I get through the awards. And then about 2 months ago, I was a little trepidation that Oprah wouldn't be thrilled about the fact that I was being called the Asian Oprah and that I was actually now saying my honorable moniker, the Asian Oprah. And I met her in person about 3 months ago at the Agape International Spiritual Center. And she was coming right at me, and I said, thank you for all the work that you do. And actually, I'll tell the whole story because Jarvis mentioned that I need to sort of, how do these great things happen to me in my life? And I'd actually, because she was at Agape, And I thought, she would be whisked away right away, but she wasn't. She was still there. And so I went up to try to talk to her, and there was like a wall of people, just people that wanted to meet her. And so I was blocked number one. And then I walked and tried to follow her out the side door, and I was blocked number two. And I just stopped, and I took a breath, and I said, okay, UPS man, I call my God universal power source. He delivers every morning when I pray and meditate. So I said, okay, UPS man, I cannot believe that you brought her this close to me without me meeting her. But if that's your will, that I'm okay with it. It'll happen another way. But if I'm supposed to meet her, please tell me how. So I just quietly took a breath, and then the voice said, go left. And I'm like, okay, go left, 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 left. And I got outside, and then the voice said, stop. And I was stopped outside the sign. Now, meanwhile, all the action, Oprah, bodyguards, everyone, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, otherwise known as my big brother, they're all over by a tree, way, way, way far. And I said, really? Like, are you sure? I have a habit of asking, are you sure this is where I'm supposed to be? And the voice said, wait. And sure enough, 2 minutes later, the part, like Moses, the wall of people open, and her and my big brother Michael walk right towards me. Right towards me. And I'm like, ah. And so I looked at her in the eyes and I said, thank you so much, Oprah, for all that you do. And she looked right back at me. She looked down at my pants. She looked back up at me and she goes, nice pants. And then the best possible way to be introduced, Dr. Beckwith, Michael, said to her, this is who they call the Asian Oprah. And she smiled, and I went, whoa, thank God, literally. And then she got in her SUV, and then they left. So wasn't that a beautiful story? And then I'm going to have to start your introduction over because I just ruined your introduction. Anyways, the reason why I went into that is because Ken was doing skyscrapers and everything, including developing Oprah Winfrey's $28 million Harpo Studios before becoming a filmmaker. Now in Hollywood, Ken has directed a national PBS show, a 2000 election documentary that remains the #1 DVD for its subject for kids in politics on Amazon, and has produced over 600 short films with 300 million views on the web. And we'll find out way more about that. 30 million? Well, 3 million. What's it? Okay, I'm projecting. It's about 3 million's a lot. Elizabeth England is the owner of Longevity Pure Medicine, a distributor of homeopathic medicine for 33 years, safe alternatives to over-the-counter medicines. As a champion for growth and understanding of homeopathy, Elizabeth's Longevity Pure Medicine has a mission to bring alternative medicine to the mass market to treat a wide variety of common conditions with vibrational medicine. Elizabeth is also a 17-year veteran of the U.S. military in civil affairs and special operations, special ops. Can't tell, she looks as an analyst and training manager in major commands in the U.S. and Japan. Please welcome to the studio Ken Sheetz and Elizabeth England.
Thank you, Marissa. I
Love you too. All righty. And I brought you on to talk about one of my favorite topics, meditation, and because you have embarked on this amazing journey. I kind of do want to spend a minute, though, Ken, and ask you, because I know the answer to this because we've talked about it, but I think it's fascinating. You went from #1 contracting building, what do you call mover and a shaker in Chicago, developer,
broker, yeah.
And you did like skyscrapers, and you were a little bit full of yourself. You thought
I was
you
a
were
lot of bit full of myself. Yeah.
I was being nice.
Yeah.
And but you were very successful, raised lots of funds for lots of buildings.
Yes.
And now you're a filmmaker with penguins and meditation. So
It's kind of magical,
give me sort of the Reader's Digest version.
Reader's
of
Digest
what
version,
happened.
I was so full of myself that, getting back to Oprah, she was 20 minutes late for a meeting once, and I was like, does she know who I am? I should just leave, you know. But thank you. And so I was that full of myself, and I was so intense that I developed extremely high blood pressure, and I began doing meditation to just lower blood pressure.
Okay.
But then all these other magical beings, you know, that I would connect to in meditation. I had a near-death experience as a child, and I think that just reopened that energy. You know, a lot of people become psychic after near-death. And so I had repressed it my whole business career in Chicago.
Sure.
I was very intuitive, though. I know exactly where to be to get the job. You know, I'd be right in the right place. You know,
Okay.
just like you were with Oprah in the crowd. And it all led to meeting my beautiful partner, Elizabeth England. So I think meditation is a beautiful
Hey,
thing.
if you're single, use meditation.
There's the blessing.
Yeah.
So
Were you happy when you had a lot of money and a lot of panache and a lot of...
you know, I was so driven, I never really gave myself a chance to just be happy. And I was always like, I had a really rough childhood, like a lot of people that are spiritually in this work. And so, you know, I didn't have a high self-esteem.
So even though you were like, don't you know who I am? You had that inside.
That's how
I don't know who I am
insecure I was.
myself.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of my clients, myself included, it's that you know, it's hot shiitake. Right? I'm better than you. I know, you know
Yeah.
who I am. And then as soon as someone says, wow, look at you, you go, thank you very much. And then in the back of your mind, you go, I'm if they really knew me, they wouldn't say that.
Yeah, what's wrong with that person for
Right,
thinking I'm so
right,
cool? Yeah.
right. And then you and then you fall into the piece of shiitake. Hot shiitake, piece of shiitake. Hot shiitake. It's exhausting.
Beautiful.
Exhausting.
Yes.
So
I've never heard it put that way. I love
And it's
that.
and recently we saw Michael, you know, Michael Brackos.
Yes.
And one of the most beautiful things he reminded us all of was we're important. We're all important, every single one of us. And that's that sensation that you
Yeah.
were experiencing that makes you be hot shiitake.
right.
Not remembering that you're important. We're all important.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. All 4.3 or 7.3 billion of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
My meditations, I think because of my near-death experience, are not the typical sort of meditation. I can get into a deep trance state very quickly. I connect to intergalactically, you know, to beings that are out there, and why not? I mean, that's their evolved way of communicating with us.
Now, do your old partners think you've gone woo-woo or off the deep end? Or?
Well, a funny story, Barnett Bain, who produced What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams, I went to see him. He was a friend of mine. I went to see him after a big vision I had in 2010, of these beings, the first time I ever connected to them. 7 foot tall, blue, extraterrestrial, wings, the whole thing. And I went to see him, and I'm like, you know, am I going crazy, Barnett? And what, you know, because he's very much in the higher conscious film and stuff, and I thought he'd be a great person to talk to. He said, no, it's not as unusual as you think. There's a whole community you're going to meet of people that are, you know, raising in consciousness, that are having very profound visions. You're not alone. I said, well, so I'm going back to Chicago. I'm going to see my kids this summer. Should I tell them about this? Or, you know, what are they going to think about Dad,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he said, shine your light, be what you are. Be a leader for them. And I was out of contact with my son for 4 years after that, and my daughter is still out of contact. So some people are not going to react well, especially people who know you a certain way.
Yeah.
To me, I'm that dad that was the Chicago, you know, real estate mogul.
Right.
And the filmmaker thing was hard enough for them to accept. Now Dad's a spiritual filmmaker. What is
Who
this?
sees
beings. Sees extraterrestrials, talks to, you know, dead people.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, it's an interesting, you know, how much do you tell, when to hold, when to fold, and you know, my coaching is always, for myself included, is the most important experience is mine. And sometimes it's better to keep it to myself, because even when I talk about, you know, hearing a voice, I know that some people go, whoa, but here's the thing. We all hear voices, whether we admit it or not. And that inner source, or the gut feeling. You know, I learned this weekend the difference between gut and instinct, because we think gut is or that still small voice, it's not instinct. Instinct is the one that protects or runs or kills or hurts. That's instinct. And we are more than instinct, right? So in all of this hate talk that's going around because of what happened in Orlando, that's instinct. That's not the still small voice that's connecting us to a friendly universe. But Elizabeth, your journey, special ops. You go from special ops in the Army.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
Army.
14 years I was in the Army in special ops.
So
and civil affairs and military intelligence field,
So you know how to protect yourself.
Yeah, but it's been a big leap for me to want to come out and talk about this too, because my whole life was around keeping secrets. I had a very high security clearance, and I was in a very conservative world. So I've gone from really being a gun-toting babe, literally, into really being very focused on bringing peace and harmony to the world, and all of those tree-hugging woo-woo things that people sometimes turn their nose up at, but I really understand that is the way of the future. That is what we are all stepping into.
Yeah, and both of you are a great example of that. The high vibration, happier. For me, it's very simple. Do you want to be angry or do you want to be happy? Does it feel good to be angry? Then do it. If it feels not good to be angry, stay in it, marinate in it, ruinate in it. But if it feels good to be happy, then what thought do I want to choose right now to feel happier? And I say that to introduce one of the most memorable things that I've ever had done in Sedona. Is we were on a hike and she just stopped and said, "I just want to do a love exercise with you." And she just told me how much she loved me for and I had just met her. And at first when I got past my, oh my God, what is she doing? It was the most amazing experience to receive love, to actually hear someone who you don't know very well, but you're connected on that much bigger level, and bask in love. So let's just take a moment and just center down and take a deep breath and feel love, and then with the out breath send love to everybody here and then everybody beyond here. Everybody listening, just take one brief moment and just try to capture the love that you are. And if you can't capture, if you're not feeling like you love yourself right now, think of someone who really, really loves you. Whether you believe them or not, think of somebody that loves you and just feel that. And then take one more deep breath. And on the exhale, open your eyes and look at someone with love. No words. No words. Oh, I felt that, Jarvis. And I'm going to look in the camera. And that is how we're going to get to world peace. Little commercial there. Little commercial
Beautiful.
there. But let's talk about penguins. How the heck do we get penguins to meditate? Tell me that.
Well, there was
Tell me about the project.
a project that I was guided to do by this being named a home,
Great
who
story.
I channel sometimes, and he was very specific. Go to Sedona for a tune-up. I hadn't lived there yet. I was still living in LA at the time. And make yourself ready for a trip to Antarctica. I'm like Antarctica.
First you went as Sedona, and then you went Antarctica.
And where is Sedona?
Right.
But I quickly found out Sedona was an awesome place, and I had picked up a big project there with Spirit Quest and did all their healers, videos of all their healers on the way to Antarctica, and got healings from them as a barter for all that. And so I had like 30 healers that worked on me before I went to Antarctica to really just get me into a space. I've been doing planetary meditation events. That's actually how I met Elizabeth, is through one that we did in January 1st, 2011. There she was in the crowd, all in silver, and she just stood out, and we stayed in touch ever since then. And so I was guided in 2012 to go down on 12-12-12. I'd done 10-10-10, 11-11, 11 and 12, and 12 was the third in this trio of big events.
The Planetary Meditation
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
For some of my listeners and myself included, what is that?
Well, I'm a Reiki master, and I just began to intuit that, I've done very big things, big projects like Oprah Studios, skyscrapers, and I've always find it's just as easy to do something big as it is to do something small. It's just the same amount of steps. You're just doing something bigger.
Right.
It's a matter of accepting that you can do it bigger. And so I just accepted that I could heal the planet,
Oh, okay.
send out healing
Small
energy, and do
Reiki
why not
is
do
a
everybody at
healing
once with a healing? And so I was guided to do that in Antarctica. It's the perfect place with pure, no Wi-Fi, no roads, no cities, no wars. It's the only continent that is like that.
And it touches all five oceans.
Touches all five oceans. It was like,
know
I was
that.
like brilliant, but I didn't know how it was going to get down there and how cold it would be. It was summer though, at the time I would be there.
Yeah.
And so it would be in the 20s, and very comfortable. And so I was guided there. And I was also guided on, right now, there's like the temperature is 24 degrees Celsius in here. I was guided to do 24 meditations, one for each time zone of the planet, to
Interesting.
shift one at a time,
Right.
these different grids in the planet, and doing meditations to shift consciousness.
Now, are you no thought meditation, or you're having projected thought meditation for a specific and intended piece?
They were very specific. They were
Okay.
guided to
So it was
me,
a guided
like
meditation.
shifting, fear to love.
Okay.
Shifting being limited to being limitless. Just increasing human consciousness, because there was a lot of fear back then of the mind pole shift. And what we did was shift human polarity of consciousness rather than this magnetic shift. It was a shift of human consciousness.
Okay.
To go from the negative to the positive on many different aspects of human nature. Because I believe if we're going to get over things like Sandy Hook, like this terrible thing that just happened in Orlando, we have to have an evolution in human consciousness.
I agree.
We can
I
do so
agree.
many nice meditations and stuff, but there needs to be some imaginal leap. And Elizabeth did a beautiful meditation in Earth Shift this week. Maybe talk about that.
Another planetary meditation?
Yeah,
Now, who came up with this term? It's an interesting one I've never heard before.
Back then it was new,
Okay.
interesting, in 2010 when it first started happening, but there are a number of planetary healers and
Okay.
people doing it now.
Okay.
So
And there's a certain type of meditation that some people seem to be more tuned into. And that is a link that Ken and I have that's very strong. Our connection is that we drop into the energy of the planet and feel very connected with the energy grids of the planet and feel like we can send our healing energy there. And so when I was at Earthshift this weekend, we really focused on these super organisms that are on the planet and connecting in with them. And we imagined ourselves in this time after the Mayan calendar, when this old paradigm is crumbling and the new one is emerging, as being in the chrysalis, like the caterpillar in the chrysalis,
Yeah.
which, if you know anything about this, at this time the chrysalis is completely liquefied. The caterpillar literally becomes liquid soup, and within that soup there are these cells that are called imaginal cells. And the imaginal cells form the structures of the butterflies. And we know how exquisite
Yes.
and
I
incredibly
had one fly
varied
into my face yesterday.
these butterflies are. So
they were
now,
flying around in Sedona too.
so this weekend we became imaginal cells
Okay.
to use this energy of the change, the liquid energy that we're all experiencing, and how fast everything is changing on Earth, to become imaginal cells for the new paradigm to emerge. And in that meditation, we joined in with the superorganisms like the blue whales, the African elephants, Pando, the single clonal trembling aspen forest that's in Utah. That's something like 40 square miles, and it's one tree. It's
Wow.
one tree formation. It's
40
one,
square miles.
Yeah, it's one tree formation. So there's
Is that at Yellowstone?
It's up in Utah.
No, it's in Utah on
Okay.
the Colorado Plateau. You think about the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
You think about these places. So we join our energy in with these and all of the other planetary meditators, and we are the imaginal cells.
Beautiful.
Creating a new future.
Beautiful.
And that's what I realized, that is exactly what I did in Antarctica. I was setting I was a little imaginal cell
Right.
down there in Antarctica, seeing shifts in human consciousness,
Wow.
triggering it
Yeah.
at that very critical time
Yeah.
in history. And I'm honored to have been there and have done it, and we filmed it. And in one of the meditations, long answer to your question, a penguin walked right into the shot and stayed the entire 10-minute meditation, moving its flippers with my arms. So we showed some of that in slow motion, how it's copying my gestures. And
Wow.
that's in the movie, which comes out this fall theatrically, limited theatrical release, and on DVD and digital will come out this fall.
That's beautiful. So capturing the 24,
The 24 were captured.
meditations, and you're raising funds on Indiegogo right now.
Indiegogo, you just go to Indiegogo.com and just type in "Do Penguins Meditate" like we did here today, and you'll see this beautiful campaign.
beautiful.
That's already raised about $90,000 both on and off Indiegogo, and so we're doing really well. And we were just invited to go into the next phase of Indiegogo. When you hit your goals, and we did the goal 4 times over, you're invited to keep the campaign going, and we've decided to keep it going until the release in the fall.
That's
So you
great.
can still get our prizes.
Great. So
And we've gotten some incredible press because our approach to the Indiegogo campaign was completely unique in how we wanted to fund this by using conscious perks. A lot of times when films are promoted through Indiegogo, there's T-shirts and maybe there's getting a producer credit and things like this.
Yeah.
But Ken was so imaginative in how he came up with the idea for the prizes and brought in really great scientists that are known for conscious science and asked them if they would partner. And so for donations through our campaign, people get physical things, really cool things. So I'll let you talk.
Yeah, they don't
about
have to wait for the movie. They'll have it within a matter of 60 days.
That's great.
From
That's
their contribution.
great. And some of this is going to be Asian Oprah giveaway, so
Yes.
pay attention.
I want to start with what I consider to be the most romantic and important perk, and that's
You're giving away Elizabeth?
Elizabeth's. No.
What?
Well, actually, we are.
I have a choice.
Her meditations are superb, and we're seeing her videos and seeing her appear in things on coolestmeditationever.com, which is the home of the Do Penguins Meditate project. We called it the coolest meditation ever because we were going to Antarctica to do these meditations.
Oh, I get it.
And within a week, we were the #1 search result for coolest meditation ever in the world, and we've held that title all this time.
Wonderful.
And there's other things like Deepak Chopra and Oprah's meditations.
And you beat her?
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how. She's probably got some social media person now just starting to really hack away at that. But Elizabeth has a beautiful product, and why don't you talk about your offering on the Indiegogo?
So one of my products fits in with that because it's called Be Energized, and all of my medicine is vibrational medicine. These are homeopathic medicines, and it's based on this idea that we are vibrational beings and we can be healed with vibrational medicine. Yeah. That's what homeopathics are. So the Be Energized product is a beautiful product because there's no caffeine, there's no sugar, yet you will get a nice boost in your energy with Be Energized. So we are doing a little 3-pack of Be Energized.
Okay.
The damage that caffeine does to our adrenals and so forth is well documented.
Right.
And sugar.
And to have something that can give you a boost like this, I mean, I use it while I'm driving or if I'm working and I want to have a clear
We
mind.
all took it.
Yeah, we all took it. I have to say I am feeling a little energized.
Yes, it's very
But I'm kind of high
clearing.
on life, so
You're energized all the time.
I
don't know if you,
bunny.
But I know you still drink your coffee.
Shh, shh, shh. I'm not supposed to be addicted to anything, remember?
Oh, well, you're not addicted. You can quit anytime you wanted to.
I'm
all right. So,
pleading the fifth
but
on that.
So mine is one of the prizes on this great great campaign, and then
we're
Ken
gonna
has
talk
4
about-
other great prizes.
Okay.
Well, actually, we can do a card reading for you. Tarot is like a lot of superstition around tarot.
Yes,
But
another
there's a PhD professor of Columbia who reinvented the tarot for a 21st century decision-making technique. Now,
Interesting.
if you think about the way our souls are really not in charge, our egos get in the way all the time.
Yes.
This
Like
is
all my ego?
This is a way to get around the ego.
Oh.
Is the best way I could describe it. And I think let's draw a card for you, and we'll.
Sounds good. We're going to come back and do that right after our commercial break, when we get to thank the sponsors of today's show. And you are tuned into Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, with my special guests, Ken Sheetz and Elizabeth England. And we will be right back in 2 and 2. Peace in. And peace out. Headaches, hay fever, arthritis, acne, heartburn? Ready for relief without unwanted side effects? Then Longevity Pure Medicine has a natural homeopathic remedy for you. And be energized, a 0-calorie caffeine alternative, and be light. To increase digestion and decrease appetite, Longevity products promote better health. Get your 10% discount today at longevitypuremedicine.com with my Asian Oprah, all one word, personal coupon code. That's longevitypuremedicine.com. And we're back. And we do have, if you just tuned in, know that we'll be on again later this week on CNBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5 if you're listening in on Thursday, again on Saturday at 1. And this is a show about hope and happiness, and that is why I invited Ken Sheetz and Elizabeth England to come in and talk. We've been talking about his Planetary Meditation project, and one of the prizes, if you go to the Indiegogo campaign and search why penguins meditate, is this Voyager Tarot card book and card set. And because I love to play, and this apparently gets you past your ego.
Drops you right into your subconscious mind.
That's beautiful. I get to have a card pulled for me.
Yeah, now before you pull, you want to think about something you'd like to have an answer to in your life or in the planet's life. We could do this on a planetary scale too, if we wanted to, since we're talking planetary meditation today.
Can I have more than one question?
Of course.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Very good.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Go
Ready?
ahead and pull a
Oh,
card.
pull one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Do
can
I
break,
do I
anything
break it?
You feel,
Cut the deck is
anything you
good.
feel.
You cut
It's
it.
totally intuitive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
This is beautiful.
okay.
It's commencement.
Oh, my daughter's graduation is Thursday.
Yeah, it's commencement.
Wow.
And
okay.
when we look at this, we see there's the sunrise. There's the giant planet Jupiter. So it sounds like you were thinking about something big coming in and whether it was going to happen. And this is all go.
Oh,
It's all happening.
for both. For both. I did it for both.
Very good.
Yeah.
Great. Great. So he's going to be big. No, I'm just kidding.
He's going to be big. He couldn't be anything else. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I could not. I just can't help myself. I'm sorry.
It's beautiful because this also represents, this is not something that's in the in your heart space as well as in your physical space. It represents a great commencement of something new.
Oh.
So this is also in 3D reality, not just in your imagination.
Wonderful. So it's going to materialize.
It's going to materialize.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Does it have a timeline on it?
No, unless you ask about that.
I didn't.
But generally,
Can I do it again? No.
Yes, you could.
Do you want? Do we have time to Jarvis? You want to try one? Okay, Jarvis is going to try one.
All right.
There we go. And you can get your own pack of these when you go to Indiegogo campaign and support Ken's film that's coming out this
Yeah.
fall.
The
and with
beautiful thing
penguins.
about all the perks that Do Penguins Meditate on Indiegogo, is that they are tax deductible because of our association with From the Heart Productions, which is
Beautiful.
a 501(c)
Fantastic.
that supports
good.
independent film. And we'll say shout out to Carol Dean here, who's been just amazing to work with.
Yeah.
And we're proud to be, one of their top campaigns that they've
Wonderful.
had so far. So.
Great. And Jarvis got the
Jarvis
universe,
got
something
the
small.
universe, yeah.
You got the whole universe, Jarvis.
The whole
Right.
universe.
And it's a beautiful number. It's a 21, first of all. It's one of the great archetypes. So a 2 + 1 is a total, complete, everything 3 in 1. So that's it says here that you carry the universe in your genes. We know that. So you must be really ready to manifest something that has a lot of limitlessness and maybe makes you step outside of what you're used to doing. And this is saying go for it. Yeah, it's all available, and you're as big as the universe right now.
Not even.
Way to go.
That's great. That's really great. All right. So another prize.
Another prize. Jonathan Goldman is a famous sonic healer. He's been named as one of the top 100 spiritual personalities in America. I forget which magazine did that. But we have his beautiful sonic CD here, which is the Brainwave Harmonizer. You listen to it, and it balances the chakras. And I'll hold that a little closer. I see Jarvis say, hold closer.
And all of these
There
are
we
on the Indiegogo campaign. Do
Yeah.
Noons Meditate with lots of info.
Yeah.
And this prize is the CD plus. This is a pineal activator. And Jonathan received a download about how the pineal gland is so important for us to have our connection
It's
from
dead center
heaven
of
to
your
earth.
brain, basically, and it activates your third eye, your psychic ability.
And so this particular device is to activate and even cleanse it. It's a crystalline organism,
Right.
and so you strike and just hold. And you do that 3 times, and then you take a break. And you can do it as many times as you'd like a day. So,
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of people get these beautiful.
Yeah. John's very famous, and we were blessed by a Sedona friend to have the introduction to him.
Yeah, I feel that.
He has his own channel on Pandora. He's
Wait,
extremely well known. And we're sending it out to you.
yeah, I feel it right in the center.
Yeah,
of
my fingers just started to tingle. Ooh.
There you go.
Fabulous.
And then our grand prize is a prize by a scientist named Patrick Flanagan. Patrick Flanagan invented Make a Hydrate, which is a very famous hydration product out there that a lot of people know about. But what's not as well known is he's designed a beautiful piece of 24-karat gold-plated jewelry.
Wow.
That is what he describes as a portable abundance generator.
Yay.
And you can use it basically to set intentions for what you'd like to have in your life. It's an abundance field generator. And it's the grand prize, also tax deductible on Indiegogo.
Fabulous.
And we want to give you, Marissa, this one as a gift.
This is
It's
yours,
our grand prize.
sweetheart.
We're
We
gonna give this to you.
love you.
Have I said how much I love this show? Oh, that's fabulous.
So,
Thank you so much.
We know you'll use it, for the benefit of the planet and
Yes,
humanity.
definitely.
Yeah.
Abundance.
And for
Abundance for everyone.
Yeah.
That's my wish, is abundance for everyone. Abundance of everything good.
Yes,
And
prosperity.
everything. Yeah. Thank
They're
you.
5-sided Martian-style pyramids, like the pyramids that's been caught on NASA footage on the surface of Mars, that are arranged in a Fibonacci pattern that go down to an infinite spiral. So it's
Wow.
just an
It's a
extraordinary
powerful
piece.
piece.
It is very powerful.
And Dr. Flanagan wrote a book called The Pyramid Code, which
Actually, it was Pyramid Power.
the Pyramid Power. And
instead
this
of the
is
Da Vinci Code.
this was one of the best-selling books of all time about the pyramids.
Wonderful.
So he
I'm gonna have to
has done a
read that.
lot of study on the energy, and he does talk about how devices like this in ancient times were very common, that people wore jewelry that was very empowering, very strengthening to their fields. And so this is a beautiful piece that will really bring a lot of strength and power into your energy field when you wear it.
Okay, so I have to wear it. I was going to say, can I like
You don't
sleep
have
with
to wear it.
or-
You could, you can
No, you
set
can
it in a
sleep with it.
room. It's
I have to see if it
wonderful.
goes with what I'm wearing.
It's kind of
I'm the
universal.
I know.
same,
People
I'm the
love
same
it.
way.
Come on. No.
Love gold. It's
Jarvis.
gold.
No, you cannot have it, Jarvis.
But you can watch Dr. Flanagan explain exactly about the medallion on the Indiegogo. There's a video of him
Oh, good. I
personally
will do that.
explaining
I
how
will
it
do
works.
that.
And he
No,
says,
I
be
love it.
careful what you wish
It's
for,
mine.
because with this, you'll get it. So be careful what you wish for.
I'm still with big.
There you go. See, you had the reading, and now you have the tool to
There you
manifest
go.
the reading.
I've
There
got
you
my
go.
big bear.
Yes, you do.
I got my big
Yeah.
bear.
I'm
That's
so
so
blessed.
cute.
I'm
That's
so
so
blessed.
cute. All right.
I wish
so,
you were a big bear like mine.
Yeah.
Aw.
Anyway, we didn't want to come on the show and just talk about all of our stuff like an infomercial, but thank you for letting us get it out
Absolutely.
there.
Well, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
You're on this planet to do something that is both meaningful to you, that brings you joy, and that is helpful for the planet. And you're doing that. And infomercials and this show and what I do is to help promote people and things exactly like this, because there's so many infomercials about things that don't matter.
Right.
So
Yeah.
why can't we have infomercials about things that do
These are products
matter?
that are good for you, that will support an important
Exactly.
conscious film.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And then
So, thank you.
it is my show, and I get to do what I want. So
Yay!
But-
We're so blessed.
yeah, thank you. And
And your popularity is proving that what you're doing is
I
the
am
right thing,
amazed.
baby.
I
Yeah.
am amazed. I'm now between all the stations. My main numbers just came in, and I'm over 200,000 now. So
Hey, everybody
I'm
out
like,
there.
Congratulations.
Well, no, altogether, live and downloads, and yeah. So I'm so grateful.
Well, and
blessed.
people are hungry for this. People are hungry.
Yeah.
Well, they want to. I think the alternative of the angry ranting and speculation and making assumptions and blaming and shaming, and it's getting old.
Yeah.
And about I'm better than you, I've got more than you, I'm winning. When you said planetary meditation as a term, I know I got a term called planetary patriotism.
Very good.
That came
Beautiful.
in,
Very, very good.
and this is the first one that sounds kind of, we're in that family now of vocabulary, because planetary patriot, we are never going to have world peace if we continue to say my country is better than yours, my heritage is better than yours,
Right.
my experience, my religion is better than yours. Anything that says I am better is not going to lead to peace.
Yeah. And we won't really ever, there'll be things that will block us from leaving the solar system unless we can evolve to the level of really looking like a planet that works and is patriotic about being
Right.
part of this world and then spreading our love. We're not
Yeah.
going to be allowed to spread hate into the universe.
Right.
So we'll never
Right.
travel to the stars.
Yeah.
unless
One
we
of the
can do that.
interesting things that we've been talking about recently is so much of our connection is around past lives. And, 10 years ago, I didn't believe in past lives.
Yeah, I still every once in a while have a little difficult. So if you're listening and you're going, "Wow, there's another woo-woo show, Dr. Marissa, what are you doing?" It's because if you're,
We're the practical woo-woo.
I'm glad you're still, practical woo-woo.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
That's
the
it.
balance,
Yeah.
because we have so much that isn't woo-woo, and we also have like way woo-woo that I wanted to have something that bridged
Yeah.
the realistic, practical, contempt before investigation, because there's no proof, to there is bits that we can use. There's more than bits. It's a balance. It's a merging. Why not believe that there's more than what we can see, hear, taste, touch, and smell?
And
why
I'm not-
not? It just opens your world to so much more.
Birds see 12 times more than we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And
must have-
woo woo
yeah.
is not where I came from, obviously.
Yeah.
Me neither.
And if
In
you
my
can
background-
believe it,
yeah.
But what I do know is that when you go back and you study so many of these ancient traditions, you will find that there is an understanding about this, and it was taken for granted.
Yeah.
And I was in a deep meditation, and I had clear memories
Right.
of other lifetimes, which brings us to this issue of racism and separation and how when I know that I've been a Native American in another lifetime, when I know that I've been an African in another lifetime, it changes my entire perspective when I look in other people's eyes and I see myself and I see my own life and my own heart. So that is one of the most beautiful gifts of having that
Awakening.
discovery and that awakening in my life.
Right.
And when you talk about planetary patriotism,
Yeah.
that is why I started ocean-nation.org, because I wanted to bring us beyond this idea of nationalism and this idea of patriotism, and to really get people to connect that we're all parts of this planet, and that the thing that links us all is this vibrational energy of life through water.
Yeah.
Water is the biggest occupant of this planet.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you know, my name, Marissa, means of the water.
Of the water, baby.
That's why I
what
have
you are.
to.
Yeah.
You know, my husband told my kids that they would always live in a city that had beach in the name of it, because I have to be by the water. The vibration of the water just fills me up. That's why I go every morning. And I also race sailboats because I have to be on the water. But tell me
beautiful,
about
Marissa.
Ocean Nation. So how do you find Ocean Nation on the web? Just
Ocean Nation is
Okay.
primarily on Facebook. I have a website as well, but you know what I do is because we're big into social media and we have a large reach in social media, I'm using that to just awaken people to more sustainable living and their connection with the waters and the oceans and what's going on there, because we're really we're at a critical time right now.
Yeah.
There used to be 500,000 blue whales on this planet. The blue whales are the largest creatures that occupy this planet. And I know that humans think that they're the brightest. But when you can reach the age of 110 years old and, you know, be 100 feet long and weigh 250,000 tons and live in perfect harmony with the entire planet and communicate thousands of miles without any devices, I think you got something pretty well going for you. And so we are now down to about 10,000 on the entire planet. And they are a very, very important part of the communication that we don't pick up
Right.
on our conscious level, that keeps everything just tuned
Interesting.
on our planet.
I'm going to have to go check that out.
Well,
for sure.
and for some reason, I've always connected to when there's a celebrity passing, sometimes I get a visitation. But I've had a very long series of visitations with the spirit of Robin Williams since he passed, and it's on my blog. And this is before Elizabeth came into my life 6 months ago, where we finally got together.
That's another show.
It's a whole nother show. This is an amazing love story. But Robin Williams, I just want to sort of out myself with that on your show here, connects to me in spirit, and now to Elizabeth too. And he reincarnated about, it's 2014 actually, as a blue whale. So he's one of these 10,000 baby blue whales right now, and we get these amazing visitations from him. Yesterday,
Save the whales is the
he
best.
said that the whales are very much a part of what's they imagine a lot of this world. If we lose them, we could disappear as a species.
All right. We got to save the whales for sure. Ocean Nation as well. Indiegogo, Why Penguins Meditate. Thank you so much, Ken Sheetz and
you.
Elizabeth England, for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
Marissa.
Thank you so beautiful show.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And we are down to the last 30 seconds, so I'm going to speed through my balance bar. Today is day 21 on round 60 of the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa, a great life habit. Round 61 starts July 1st and marks the start of my 6th year being your cheerleader, not to grumble. Please do get my app on Google Play and Apple Store. It has lots of fun jigamajiggers on there. I've never used that word. Don't know where that came from. Must be Robin Williams. That you can count how many times you complain to obviously have a competition and not complain, because that is, I know, one way that we can all become planetary patriots. Next week, it's my last week of the month special series, Sexual Healing with Dr. Marissa, the new Asian Dr. Ruth, because I'm determined to make pleasure a G-rated topic. And my star-studded guest will be Tennille from Captain and Tennille. Love will keep us together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yes. And how wonderful her example is of her journey in sexual healing after realizing that love isn't always enough to keep people together when there's no intimacy. She just came out with her memoir. The captain has actually said to her publicist, my friend Harlan, everything she says is, the truth. So please do tune in next Tuesday.
Wow.
And Thursday and Saturday for another episode of Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, E-I. And remember, it is all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
Learned to cry at an early age. People around me, my heart in a cage. Life was a book, don't turn a page. I couldn't see past my rage. I wanted to dance, but I pushed you away. Now I'm on my knees, I'll listen to what you say. And